Hi, this is Coach John. This is a video about defending against the fried liver. Now, normally I suggest my students play bishop c5 and not the two knights defense because, well, the attack of the fried liver, although it's not a unbeatable attack, it does put white in this aggressive position, which makes the other person, or oftentimes a kid, defend. And I don't particularly advocate playing the two knights defense because I find kids attack better than they defend. I think that's even true to some extent with adults, but for most people. But if you want to play the two knights defense, this is the way that you want to do it. Against the fried liver attack, we all have to know d5, of course. If we don't know d5 in this position, of course, we back up here, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, and then knight g5, and then you have to know this move. If you don't know that move, well, we're in trouble. And here, after this, we see that black has several choices. We should already know that knight takes is a losing move, and that's the whole purpose of this. It seems like a very natural move, but we found, very long ago that, of course, this is a trap here, and we don't want to do this. So we go back and we see, all right, well, there's a lot of games that have been played. There's an interesting move here, knight to d4. But then white keeps up the pressure with pawn c3. Black plays a move like pawn to b5. And I find this to be a very messy position. I think that a lot of kids are capable of playing this, but I still find it's very chaotic. But we can make it simpler, and we can play, what was considered the main line here. Most kids aren't going to be able to continue this, so long and to keep the pressure off, because after you go knight to a5, the bishop goes here, c6, takes, and a lot of kids will retreat the bishop back. They will retreat the bishop back to maybe like a square like here, or bishop to e2, and we can develop our bishop, castle our king, castle, and we're fine. We don't want that knight to hang around too long, all right? And we also have to be concerned with white's next idea. Maybe you might see the pawn fork potential of the knight and the bishop. This knight was moved on the edge of the rim, and that's, something as a principle we say not to do. And sometimes what happens when you have to make a move like that, and then later on you pay a price for it. So make sure that you're well aware of this potential pawn fork. I see this happen to a lot of kids. So you would need to start readjusting your pieces. Maybe at this point, the knight is going to relocate to b7. And there's one last idea here, and that is after you go knight to a5, and they could try to move queen to f3. And I suggest my players who play the white side of this to play this move. And it puts that extra pressure on it. Now, if black plays a move like bishop to e7, or bishop to d6 or something, white is going to maybe take this pawn here. So the best move, probably for what I would suggest for my kids, is to play rook to b8 to get that rook on an open file. And if he wants to take that next pawn, well, now he's starting to maybe take too many pawns. We see a lot of games like this. And we bring the knight back, which is a kind of a tough move for kids to see. We bring the knight back, which attacks the knight on g5. And, he might play a move like d3 to protect it. And now we see that a move like bishop to e7 attacks the knight. It moves back. And we can attack the queen with rook to b6 here. And all of our pieces are developed now at this point. and white's in some trouble. So that's, you know, that's a great way to defend it if you could remember all those moves. But the main point of this opening here, this video I should say, is you know, we move the knight to the rim, which violates the principle, but we have to do it for a good reason. And then once we drive him back, we want to get our pieces out, castle our king, and then drive his attack back. And anyways, this is the two knights defense. I'm Coach John, and I'll see you guys in the next tournament.